As the curtain falls on the 13th African Games in Accra, Ghana, a new generation of Nigerian athletes have indeed stepped into the limelight, showcasing remarkable performances and pointing at a promising future for the country's sports sector, despite some disconnect from the sports ministry towards the Team Nigeria. However, the Minister of Sports Development, Senator John Owan Eno, has stated that Team Nigeria's preparations for the next African Games will start from now, with a review of the outing at Accra 2023 as the first point of business. Joining us now on this show as we review Team Nigeria's outing in Accra, Ghana, the way forward for Nigeria sports and the Sports Performance Reward Fund, is Godwin Kienka, a former Nigerian tennis player, author of Sports in Nigeria, and the Executive Secretary, Sports Performance Reward Fund. Good morning, Mr. Kienka, and thank you for joining us.
I'm really grateful for you having me here. Thank you.
Well, quickly, what do you think of our performance at the 13th African Games in Abuja, where we came second on the medals table with 121 medals, and with the ladies taking more of the medals, showing that what a man can do, a woman can do better. And now the Minister of Sports is saying the preparation for Egypt 2027, we start immediately. And then you are Secretary of Sports Reward Performance Fund, it is called. Well, that sounds new to me, because part of the issue we have here is that our sports people, they are not well rewarded. And they say there is now a new system where they will be paid directly from the CBN, but not even all the persons that went to the African Games have been paid. So what is this sports reward all about in a country where, rewarding our athletes is always a problem?
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start with the All Africa Games. I think we did pretty well. We've been consistent in our performance. We've always, apart from one game where we came third or so, we have always been second. And I think that this year, besides being second, there was something that was different. The athletes were very competitive. They were happy to represent Nigeria. And you saw the way they were carrying the Nigerian flag and bonding, and really the kind of elation, happiness, satisfaction I saw with the athletes I've never seen in any All Africa Games before. And the ladies have always been our saviors, if I put it like that. The first individual gold medal at the Olympics was Chioma Ajunwa. And so we have Tobi Amusan, who is doing very well. But the major point was that there was significant progress in some of the major sports where we have always excelled. In the penultimate All Africa Games, boxing did not do very well. We had only one gold medal in Morocco. This year they had 8 gold medals. They got to 10 finals. The athletics team has been pretty consistent at the African level. I think they had 10 gold medals at the Moroccan event in 2019. This year they had 11. Okay, so and then we're getting back to dominating the sprints, where we used to be really, really dominant. For some time, South Africa, Namibia, even Botswana upended us. And now we're back to winning 400 meters relays, 4x100 relays. We're winning, of course, the hurdles is our birthright. With the ladies' hurdles is our birthright. And then we're doing, wrestling has also been consistent. The wrestling team, I think, had 10 gold medals, 6 in general wrestling and then 4 in the arm wrestling. And when they went to Morocco, I think they had 7. So the places where the sports where we have always had comparative advantage, we held on to them. The sports like athletics where we are losing ground, we've gained ground on those ones. But like you said, how are we going to ever move from second to first? I think that is a huge mountain to climb. because the All Africa Games features sports that are a bit alien to us, alien in quotes. And Egypt has invested in sports where there are more medals. We are not looking at sports where there are a lot of medals. Swimming has 42 medals. We didn't get one there. Egypt didn't do well in the previous games. This year, they fought toe-to-toe with South Africa, which is the dominant swimming nation in Africa. And they were beaten by only one gold medal. So South Africa has 17, Egypt has 16. So, and then you go to all the other sports that are a bit outlandish, and that is where the Egyptians invest in. And one more point is that the All Africa Games is there's an event politics in the All Africa Games. The host nation determines the events that will be competed for. But besides the host nation, those who are very keen on doing well support the host nation and kind of twist them to feature sports that they are very good at. For instance, Egypt will support Ghana to host the All Africa Games for exchange of having events that they're very good at. So there's event politics in the back room. And I don't know if Nigeria is very good at playing that back end. But generally speaking, I think we're back on the right track, and the players and the competitors that we talked to were very happy with the organization and the reward system that was in place.
Right, fantastic. Talking about reward system, and I love the fact that you mentioned that Egypt is very deliberate about investing in sports. In fact, they have an investment plan that spanned over 10, 15 years. And that's perhaps something that we have missing when it comes to sports in Nigeria. To be honest, if we're going to praise the outcome of our athletes, our competitors at these games, we have to give kudos to their personal involvement and investment. And I'm glad that the minister has now come out to say that they're going to begin to practice and get ready for the next game immediately. But I want to talk about the Sports Performance Reward Fund, because this is the private sector, I would imagine, initiative towards supporting investment in sports. And I love that, because beyond, we've always called for private sector investment in sports, even on this show. So there's a reward system. It's being managed. I can see the number of very notable people who make up the board. But how does this work? And will this kick in from this Africa Games? Because it's attractive enough. If I know I'm going to get 10 million naira if I win gold, perhaps that would even push me even more to compete in these other sports you talked about. But share a bit more about that and how private sector involvement to support sports.
You're spot on. You're spot on. Some of the athletes we talked to said they've been hearing about the Sports Performance Reward Fund for the last 3-4 months, and part of their motivation was knowing that this could happen. And when we still laying the foundations and the structures and the systems, because the Sports Performance Reward is for generations unborn. It's a fund that we're trying to raise 10 billion naira in the first instance, and nobody can touch this except for reward of athletes. And we have temporarily marked 10 million for Olympic gold, 5 for Commonwealth, and 3 for All Africa Games, and 3 for the World Championships. And we may not be able to reward the athletes now, but we're targeting the Olympics in July for that the reward to kick in. But
how does it work? How does the fund
work? How it works is that we raise these funds. It's warehoused for generations of sporting youth to access, and then when they win medals, they get 10 million, like I said, 10, 7, 5 for Olympic gold, silver, and all that. It's already drawn out how much we're going to give each medal and all that. And then once the game ends, and of course we hope that we'll get this money, because there are many people like you who are impressed and interested in this, because sports is a private sector driven initiative. I mean, that's where it belongs to. And luckily, we've got the support of the minister, the government, and everybody to do this. And like you notice, we have very, very networked individuals with high integrity on the board. So, the athletes are going to get their money. I mean, the very next day, they come back from the Olympics or from whatever games that qualify for that event. And we hope that by the Olympics, by the end of the Olympics, we have the necessary funds that we need. We are sure that we hope and pray that we'll get those funds.
I mean, the idea, the principle to have a reward fund for sports, men and women, it's a good idea. But you are looking at, you say 10 billion naira in the first instance. Isn't that very ambitious in this economy, in this season of pandemic of empty pockets? 10 billion naira. What's the plan?
Okay.
To make that realistic?
When we came up with 10 billion naira, when we talked to some very people who are interested and who had deep pockets, they thought it was even, we were aiming too low. Because, I mean, the All Africa Games alone would have cost us almost 250 million naira if we gave the rewards as we programmed on the reward system. And that's almost $250,000 already gone. And then in that circle, you're looking at Commonwealth, All Africa Games and all that. But I think it's not big because we're looking at from the perspective of if we get some support from companies, agencies, individuals, and maybe government as a last resort, because there's so much money that they're getting from recovered loots, from palliatives and all that. Instead of giving palliatives to people that don't work, don't deserve it, why don't you put it out there for the youths to fight for? Okay, because if the money is out there, she said, then people are going to work extra hard. But besides that, it's going to get private sector involvement, because if a private sector concern knows that if they start a boxing gym or a boxing club and they can raise 5 gold medalists at the Olympics, in one that's already 50 million. In one Olympic cycle, Commonwealth and All Africa Games, each athlete can give them about 20 million naira. And the private sector people who know about reward at the end of investment and returns will invest in it. So we're looking at the fact that it's going to attract private sector funding into sports development, equipment, materials, sponsorship, and management. So there's so much add-on, so much fallout from this one project that will take sports to a very new level.
Just 2 quick things to clarify. In terms of fund management, so of course when Nigerians hear fund raising 10 billion naira, there's an issue of management and transparency to ensure that what is being raised will be used for what it is. And then the second aspect is that what's in it for those who decide to give to that 10 billion fund? Very briefly, please.
Yes. Like you notice, we have very men and women of high integrity. You have an Ifwekom Okaro, who is known for her excellence in management, in money. She was chairman of FIRS and she did excellently well. So she's there. We have neuroscientists, neurosurgeons. So we have people of high integrity. But besides that, the final point is that that money cannot be touched by the board of trustees or management. When you give the money for reward, it stays for reward. How we run the administration or travel has nothing to do with that money. So if you go to the website now, you see the names of all the donors and how much. We have not launched out, but people have already started donating. And you see their names. So when you donate, your name is on the website, how much you donated. So everybody can see. The athletes can go to the website and see how much is in the kitty.
So what is this website as we begin to wrap up?
It's sports, sprf.ng.com. sprf.ng.com.
sprf.ng.com. And to go back to the All African Games, in Morocco, we won 127 medals, 47 gold medals. In Accra, we won 121 medals, 46 gold medals.
Yes.
So is that progress?
No. In Accra,
it was 121.
Well, in my no, I'm talking about gold medals now.
Gold medals.
Gold medals only.
47.
No, we don't worry about.
If you look at
the
total haul,
because if you look at bronze medals and we got 300 bronze medals, you'll still probably be last on the log.
Anyway, thank you very much, Mr. Kienka, for joining us.